Welcome to a new Tuesday news broadcast here on Big Data News, which is exactly the same as the Saturday news, but we do it on a Tuesday. Give the marketing people a raise. The marketing people are actually me, and I don't have a salary, for God's sake. In today's video, we are going to talk about the state of play of PlayStation, which no, it's not confirmed. We have absolutely nothing. We only have a rumor and nothing more. But you know what? We're going to do a whole show about that rumor. Give a raise to the people of marketing. We don't have it. We're also going to talk about new video games, about Electronic Arts releases, about the new Battlefield and the new Need for Speed, which we also have nothing about because there really is nothing but, you guessed it, we're going to make news out of nothing. And of course, we're going to talk about Spawn, the best superhero of all time, who isn't really a superhero. He's actually a jerk who behaved very badly in life and refuses to go to hell. I know more than one like that. Let's get started. It seems that cancellations on PlayStation continue to have severe consequences. And on this occasion, we have to talk about Ben Studios. The team behind Days Gone that has laid off several employees after their game-as-a-service project was cancelled by Sony. This information was confirmed by several developers who posted on LinkedIn and also on Twitter, commenting that they left the studio because they were fired, because they were no longer making the game as a service they were working on. This despite Sony saying they weren't going to fire anyone. Well, it seems they lied to us. The Southlight subgenre continues to expand and mix with other video game genres. And on this occasion, we have to talk about Isles of Chrome. I don't know how to pronounce it, an indie game with a very attractive proposal. It turns out that in this game, a roguelike is a game where you progress as far as you can until you die, then start over from the beginning. You must travel through a series of islands, sweeping through a plague, an infection that is possessing people and so on, the typical of a Souls-like. The difference is that it's a roguelike, you're getting random upgrades, you're equipping them, you're fighting and so on, with a top-down perspective and Souls-style combat. This title has not yet been released, but it caught my attention powerfully. I like roguelikes and Souls-likes, and so I thought they'd make a good combination. And it turns out that this title that I've been following for a few weeks now has a demo on Steam. So if you want to try it, you can try it completely free. Well, actually, it's not a demo, it's actually a trial access. I don't know, they're testing the game because they haven't finished it yet. But it's nice. Spawn is back, folks, and he's coming back stronger than ever. We have a confirmed movie, a new confirmed comic, and why not? There might even be a video game or two, right? I think it's about time we see Spawn in video games again. Well, it turns out a while ago, Todd McFarlane, creator of Spawn and God of Comics, confirmed that they were working on a new Spawn movie that should come out, I suppose this year or next year. A movie starring Jamie Foxx, who fits the character of Al Simmons perfectly. Well, you know, Spawn before he was all charred. Well, they announced a new comic for Spawn. Image Comics is going to release a new miniseries called Medieval Spawn this April 23rd, and a short 4-issue story which seems to complement the lore of Spawn. And for now, there are no official announcements, but with the hype that is being generated around Spawn again, and with this new trend of releasing movies and games at the same time, it wouldn't be crazy to see a Spawn video game soon, right? Maybe? Why not? We remember that Spawn appeared very recently in Mortal Kombat 11, and also in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. How great would it be to have a video game like that? Very bloody, very violent. In the style of God of War, why not? But without Atreus, as God of War should be, bloody, violent, and without Atreus. For God's sake, I don't know a single person on the face of the earth who likes Atreus. Surely some Atreus fan is going to come out now and say, but Atreus is a very good character. He's not. Atreus is not good. It justifies that Kratos is now a father. Yes, sure, but he's not a good character. He's a crybaby. We don't like him. We have confirmed, I don't know why, and I also don't know why I'm putting this in this video. A Plankton movie for the 7th of March on Netflix. And after more than 2 decades since Buffy the Vampire Slayer ended, it's back with the same actress. Why is it back? And because nostalgia sells, and because it seems that there was a budget. It's going to be Buffy and the Vampire House again, another thing I'm not sure why I included in this video. And on the internet, the complete art book of Assassin's Creed Shadows was leaked, which by the way reveals important details about the video game's story. So, if you're curious and you start Googling the art book of Assassin's Creed Shadows, you're going to find it very quickly, I'm telling you. But be careful because you might spoil yourself. Although we won't see a new Need for Speed anytime soon, Electronic Arts assured that the franchise is not dead. In that the team at Criterion Games, responsible for the saga, is currently working on the development of the next Battlefield. However, Vince Zampella, head of the Battlefield franchise, they commented that they will continue investing in the new Need for Speed game, although they are unsure if they have it yet. But they're going to do it at some point. That is, Need for Speed is not completely dead, ladies and gentlemen. Electronic Arts and Digital Illusions, Creative Entertainment have revealed new details about the upcoming Battlefield game. Although very short, what they showed looks beastly. It seems we are going back to modern warfare, leaving behind the nonsense of futuristic warfare. It has been confirmed that the new Battlefield will have 64-player battles, and that the traditional class system is going to return. Abandoning the battles of 128 players and the specialist system of Battlefield 2044. We don't have a date or anything for the next Battlefield, but there it is. Multi-million-dollar video game companies are now offering opportunities to work for them for free, fulfilling the dreams of many. I have good news for you, youngster. Electronic Arts just announced Battlefield Labs, a new initiative where players can test combat mechanics, game modes, and other Battlefield stuff, and then report to Electronic Arts the things they consider good and not. So Battlefield can be a better game in the future. So basically, they're gonna have you work for free for Electronic Arts to make them a better game. You Google butterfield.com/labs, and there you find the registration form. To be an unpaid, non-remunerated, off-the-books employee of Electronic Arts. Incredible. They're looking for free beta testers. And they will find them because in the first hour they released this. Over 200,000 people signed up, which is tremendous. Instead of providing game codes, they'll focus on releasing a Battlefield that people generally enjoy without major issues. It surprises me a lot because this shows how totally disconnected they are from what people want. Because they have to let the very people tell them literally what they want to play. Well, if this guarantees a good Battlefield, fine. In yesterday's video, I was telling you how some of the prices of consoles and video games can go up. I really recommend you watch the video to understand a little better what we're talking about. You can find this video on our channel. Well, it seems that Americans are also worried about this issue of rising prices. Regarding what Trump is doing, and the Entertainment Software Association, the American Software Association, is very worried because these tariffs that Trump is imposing could mess up the world of video games and software. The Entertainment Software Association comments that these taxes will affect millions of Americans and could damage the industry that is booming. And the Entertainment Software Association asked the US government to talk to them before making any hasty decision. Perhaps this is good news. Perhaps this Entertainment Software Association, this software association, which I was completely unaware of until today, may have some power, some persuasion. And it may put a stop to what could possibly be increases, at least for the entire American region. Again, I talked about this in yesterday's video, so I won't repeat myself. If you're interested in knowing how Trump could affect you, whether you're in Uruguay or Colombia, well, watch yesterday's video, and yes, in any other Latin American country as well. We have new images from the second season of Home Box Office's The Last of Us, and the story is going to start 5 years after where we left off in Season 1. And it's going to be very important that you watch Season 1, because otherwise you won't understand a thing. For those wondering if this season will cover the entire second game, the answer is NIL. The creators have already said they're going to extend the series beyond the third season. So there's going to be a lot of filler. Plus, they said they're going to add some extra little things to the game. The second season of The Last of Us premieres right now in April on Home Box Office, or Max, or whatever they call it, because they change the name every 2 years. And the series is going to delve deeply into the entire plot of The Last of Us Part 2, which is a much longer game than The Last of Us 1. So there will be more seasons, More episodes, but they're also going to include some story arcs and little things that were suddenly left out of the game, but that they had planned for the game to expand the story. Filler. That's what we call filler in every law. And we move on to the main topic of today, which is mainly composed of volatile gray matter, smoke, total smoke, smoke everywhere. Open the windows because here comes good smoke, insider smoke. Nate hates smoke that released another prediction. This time the famous insider said that this week or next week or the other week we're going to have a state of play, yes. This man is basically guessing something that has been happening for the last 4 years. It's not a prediction, I think you're not seeing what's on the screen. Right now, these are the dates of the first state of play events that PlayStation has done in the last 4 years. As you can see, there has always been an event in February in the last 4 years. Even up to an event in money, so this year the most logical thing is that there is an event in February. Nate the Hate isn't guessing anything. He's simply saying the most logical thing. And what would be the most logical thing to see in this new PlayStation State of Play event if it happens in February? Well, Gods of Jotei, for example, the sequel to Gods of Tsushima set in the 1600s, which follows the story of another character. You guys already know it more or less. Death Stranding 2, which is supposedly due out this year, is also planned for PlayStation. And maybe, well, I don't know, Sony released the Death Stranding license, but we don't know if this game is or is not exactly exclusive, but it should be in the State of Play Marvel's Wolverine if Insomniac Games moved forward with something, because the last time we saw a trailer for this game was 3 years ago. It should appear in a State of Play at some point. Lost Soul Aside, an action role-playing game in the style of Devil May Cry, kind of fantastical. That is also expected for 2025. That might fall. Phantom Blade Zero, this one surely has to fall. PlayStation is heavily marketing it this year. They are providing significant support, and it may be showcased at an upcoming Fire Games event. Free to play or games as a service, we have no idea anymore. Sony's work with Fire Games is one of those games that supposedly have not been cancelled yet, so it should appear at some point. They announced it 3 years ago. And finally, we have Marathon, the little gem of Bungie. Well, gem in a sarcastic sense. The thing is that the announcement should also drop at some point. We should be very close. The announcement should also drop at some point, and we should be very close indeed. We have nothing confirmed. The stick returned. Do you remember it? It's back. We have nothing confirmed by a State of Play, as it has nothing confirmed. Nate the Hate. Saying there will be a State of Play in February, it's like saying I have a leak. Christmas will be celebrated in December, possibly in the second half of the month. Beware, gifts are being talked about, they are ridiculous. Then the press comes out to say, well, Nate the Hate was right with his prediction of the State of Play. People, please, every now and then, companies change. The launch schedules, the event schedules, and so on. But the most common thing is that they repeat. If 4 years we have been having an event in February, well, the logical thing is that there is an event in February. And when it is logical, the second half, and maybe it happens in February, or maybe it happens in March, like in 2020 or 2019, which was in March, the first days of March. So, and then they will start the same in June, possibly a PlayStation event in June. And yes, every year it's the same. People, it's done. Well, an event is going to come. Possibly, what will we see? What I was telling you, will we see something new? There is also the possibility smoke. Welcome to the world of smoke. There is a huge possibility that if you subscribe to this channel, you won't miss any news. And if you share the video on your social networks, there is a huge possibility that you will win $1 million. Lie, but well, maybe you lose nothing by sharing it and seeing if it happens. If you share the video and win $1 million, then let me know, because it would be good. Promo for the channel that makes you a millionaire. How do you see it? It's good. I like it. I think we could sell